Fica aqui no meio. Eu preferia tê-los por ordem, independentemente da posição deles, senão é mais complicado. Depois de ele saber a ordem, depois de ele saber a posição, deixar assumir para ser melhor.
Ya están preparados para entrar. Pero es un poco complicado.
Yeah. Yeah. Typically, it is a lot taller, usually a lot bigger.
But when I saw like some of the students,
Oh, yeah.
it's just that girls and go to it. Nervous and what they block.
Yeah. I don't know what you got. You got covered myself with both artists. That
eu incluo, mas se houver alguma coisa, sei mais rapidamente. Porque este tem o espero, está sempre comigo. Vai. Assim é mais rápido. E saber onde é que ela vai.
Welcome to our press conference room. As you know, last year in Kiev, Ukraine, Salvador Sobral won this thing called Eurovision Song Contest. That's why we are all here. It's a pleasure to host this crazy, awesome thing called Eurovision. To tell us about the preparations for this year's show, how things are going, please let me welcome on stage the Eurovision Song Contest Executive Supervisor, Mr. Yonala Sand. Welcome. Here it is. Yes, that's what it said. Yes, that's right, please. Executive Producer, João Nogueira. Hello. Please. Deputy Executive Producer, Paulo Rezende. Deputy Executive Producer Carla Bugani, my Eurovision goddess. Hi, my Eurovision goddess. How are you? Pretty. I love you. Contest Producer Christer Björkman. And it's here. Welcome to Lisbon, Portugal once again. I'm Colin Fat. Set up. And Event and Logistics Manager, Maria Ferreira. How are you? Tired but happy? Yeah. Tired but happy?
Yes, very happy.
How was it? How was it to work with RTP in the preparations for this year's Eurovision?
I think it has been a very good year actually. We started off the cooperation right after Salvador Sobral won in Kiev, and that's what we do every year. We start to work with a new host broadcaster on the night of the win, basically. Just a couple of days later, I was in Lisbon for the first time to meet with RTP and to set the framework for the cooperation timeline, the requirements that we have at such an early stage, and from that time on, it has been a very, very good cooperation. I think what you saw yesterday is a result of thorough and professional work from RTP, and started on day one, and yeah, you see the results basically. Yeah.
Thank you. What would you like to tell us?
What I would like to.
Yes, about the show, about everything, just not about how things went with RTP in the beginning, but during all the process. And now that the semi-final, we had the first semi-final yesterday, what can we expect for the second final?
We had a very strong semi-final yesterday, and I've been around Eurovision Song Contest since 1998, and I cannot recall that I have had such a strong heat in Eurovision Song Contest. It was stronger than many finals have been over the years. So that was a tough. But also when it comes to the act and the artists and the songs and the performances, I think there was a lot of good acts. So we will see that again tomorrow, and out of this will be a final on Saturday that I think will be quite memorable when it comes to the quality of the songs.
Thank you very, very much.
Well, that's not entirely my or RTP's fault. That is actually hard work from so many delegations and so many broadcasters. And we know that more and more of our members and our member broadcasters who participate in Eurovision Song Contest put more and more effort into creating spectacular moments on that stage. teaming up with really good songwriters and performers. And that's sort of a development that we very much appreciate.
How was it to build this from zero to?
This is a life experience for everyone. Eurovision Song Contest world, it's an immense, it's a huge challenge. And again, it is an experience for each one of the 1,162 production team professionals. I repeat, 1,162, from which part are RTP resources, the best talent we have in-house, together with professionals from the national market, obviously, and the importance of having international resources which we have hired for very specific positions. And together we build up the most important talent within any production of any kind on the audiovisual production team. This is all about team and communication. And I'm very proud to underline this particular issue, normally invisible, but teamwork and a strong team, which we are already benefiting, we, RTP, and the national sector for the TV production, broadcast production. One of the legacies we aim to achieve is on May 13, is to benefit from talent, competence, and skills that we have been learning throughout the last 10 months. And it's coming out. So I'm very proud to state, to begin with the first legacy that we will have after May 12th.
Thank you.
There are others.
Krista, was this a big challenge?
Well,
You met wonderful people here.
First of all, the Portuguese people have been fantastic to us. They've been welcoming, they've been warm, funny. They taught us a lot of bad words that I can't use here. But no, we've had a great time, and it's been challenging because when the decision was taken not to have LED graphics or anything or video on the show, it actually meant that all the countries had to think twice. Okay, how do we portray our entry this year? And they have been very, very talented, they have been very imaginative, they have been cooperative, and we've had very, very close collaborations with each country to define exactly what to do on stage. We have lots of props, more than ever before, and that's been the challenge, really, to also get every song its own identity. But we're there, and you saw it yesterday, last night. It was a fantastic variety of great acts on stage, and we're very, very pleased with the result. Thank you.
I would like to interrupt, because when I told there are others, I thought that was the key to us.
No, then I was stuck with the show, then I would go to Carla, and then but yeah.
Now I give you the key that we have.
And I didn't open the door, so now the door is open, and I'm going to enter that door, and I'm going to walk that door, and here I am, hi Maria. How are you? Nice to have you here. And Carla Pagado. And Paula President. So who wants to start? Of course, I'm sorry. Who wants to start? Carla, my goddess, my Eurovision goddess.
Thank you. What do you want to know?
Everything. Tell me everything.
Well, we have 3 live shows since 2008, as you know. It's been a huge challenge for us, for the whole team to put them together. But as João was mentioning, the teamwork was the basis of everything, because we were not that much resources in the beginning. So. But we managed them together, and a bigger and bigger team that grew into this production that you can see today. and it's working, and I think we had a good show yesterday night, and we'll have 2 more great shows for the people to see and to get to know Lisbon and Portugal in its best way. You're welcome.
Oh, as deputy producer, executive producer, no, executive, yeah, deputy executive producer.
It's up to you.
No, it's up to the job title.
Yes, what do you know?
Do you feel challenged?
No.
No.
I don't agree with everything my colleagues have said until now. Because
It's just another event.
no, it's just another TV show for this Eurovision Song Contest. It's very easy. We do it in 2 or 3 weeks. And as you have seen yesterday, all went well, so I think of it.
Do you agree with him?
Sorry for bringing Paul with us. Well, I'm the responsible for the less glamorous part of Eurovision, actually. So all the beautiful shows that you saw yesterday and that you will see, this belongs to these guys. I'm taking care of the invisible part of this, that must be invisible, but to treat of everything regarding the transportation, accommodation, those glamorous things around an event. And it has been working really well till now. And of course, for me also, it's one of the biggest experiences of my life. I'm sure it will be in a month. I can tell you more about this. I think I have to sleep first. And that's it.
Okay, thank you. Now, questions? If you must.
No, just to complete the my first addressment, I would like to add the following. When we studied last June, July, I do have to underline, first of all, the support of EBU from day one when we started to work. And that support has stayed all along the process. Although the wording of Paulo, this is the longest running, the most valued, and the most challenging TV show in the world. It is, as you know, the largest TV entertainment program of the entire world. And I would say it's much more than a TV program. It goes far beyond that. Having said so, on day one, our mindset, and that was the first question we have been thinking about it. What's the right mindset to build up the Eurovision Song Contest 2018? And we kept, and we still do, up until May 12, the following 3 items. To make it as simple and elegant as Salvador performance in Kiev, to make it as distinctive and different as the city of Lisbon, a host city, and to make it as solid and at the high standards, broadcasting speaking, as EBU requires. And on May 12th, we will be back here to give the right answers. It's still early to debrief, but so far we feel comfortable about it.
Now it's your time. Yes, please, Alistair. How are you today?
Hi, Alistair Birch from Europhile. I'd like you to cast your minds back to the first days of rehearsals. I've attended a few Eurovisions and we've often heard about tired artists. And this year we had our first accident during the first rehearsal. So my question is more of a health and safety one. Have you considered moving the artist induction to the day before to make sure that the artists don't try and travel and rehearse in the same day?
We are talking about the Czech Republic generally. Health and safety, like security, have been one of our main concerns. We took all procedures and we fulfill all obligations, we feel. We do have 5 health medical teams inside the main venue. In each side event location venue. We do have a health team properly. We have a protocol with the health minister of the Portuguese government with a huge, large backup all over the country in case of serious incidents. And by what happened with the artists from Czech Republic, the procedure that we did observe has been the correct one. We did assist on location right away. We took the artist and his father to the hospital, to a public hospital. Later in that same evening, we took on request of himself and the father to a private hospital to complement the examinations. We crossed information with his doctor in his homeland, and by the medical conference between both sides, it has been decided that he was in good condition to follow up the show. But again, all health and safety procedures anywhere in each one of the single venues have been fulfilled.
I'd like to add to that delegations themselves decide when to come to the host city to rehearse. It's not something we tell them you have to go on the same day. So they had a very early morning flight, if we're talking about the Czech Republic, and they decided to do so. They could also have come the day before. So that's not something that we decide.
Thank you. Yes, please. The mic time. Thank you.
Thanks. My name is Kees Bezemer, Stichting Eurovision Artists in the Netherlands. I have two related questions about the change in the voting procedure or the code fountain for the juries. I understand that the impact of an individual juror who has one country much lower than the other jurors, that impact will be less, while the impact of an individual juror that has a country much higher than the rest will be higher than in the past. My question is, does this mean that jurors putting countries low was a bigger problem in the past than jurors being influenced in an improper way and putting countries higher? Thank you.
It's just that we saw that there could be a possibility to go the other way around, actually, and to put countries lower. We wanted to reward the high points, basically, and we have thoroughly explained why, and also been very transparent with all the material that is behind this decision, and we have that available for you, so you can have a look at it. And there's also been written a lot about it on different community press that have analyzed this, so you will have a lot of information on it. We think it was a good change, and we will continue to tweak and to look at the whole fairness of Eurovision Song Contest and make sure that we have the best possible system in place for the years to come.
Next one, yes, please. Thank you.
Hello, Ricardo Matias from ESC Portugal. My question is for EBU and for RTP. From the whole process of the Eurovision from this year, what did RTP learn from this process that could be used for the other shows that RTP can produce? And for the EBU, from this experience with the Portuguese team, what do you think that you can use from this experience to other Eurovisions to come? Thank you.
That's a good question.
A good start. I would be very happy to share with you the viewing of a soccer match in May 2004 and the same soccer match or a similar soccer match in August 2004. And the pattern of TV broadcasting, TV production is completely different. And the question is, what happened in between? In between it happened Euro 2004, which I was part of. I was the production director of that huge operation. And that is the answer, part of the answer. So it's a huge difference, as you certainly know. On the entertainment area, it's a completely different issue. Each production line goes different. It depends on the market, but I'm sure the patterns for TV production on the entertainment area will certainly become different. First of all, as far as RTP is concerned, and as I have underlined, the skills that we've been learning from the talented international resources are huge. And sooner or later, I hope the sooner the better, but that depends on the market, on the condition, on the financial conditions of the market, that will come out for sure. It's not only what we see on screen, but there's a huge world behind the screen. It comes with methodology, it comes with discipline, it comes with management, and that is also part of our duties and jobs to produce the feel-good TV, as we are talking about entertainment, with a high quality and a lower budget, and that is possible. I would just to close this part, I would say high quality, low budget, and fast delivery doesn't happen, but two of them certainly happen. So.
To the second part of your question, I would say it's paramount for the EBU that we leave knowledge behind with the host broadcaster. This is a way of transferring knowledge from the EBU, but also from professional staff that has been working for Eurovision Song Contest over many editions. The whole core decision-making team here in Portugal are from RTP, or they are Portuguese. And it's important for us to recognize that. For instance, the two multi-camera directors who are running the show are RTP multi-camera directors. It's a fantastic opportunity for them to do this, and they will gain a lot of knowledge that they can use in further production in the years to come. And that's very important for us. So we always team up, if possible, with the best local talent and make sure that they get the knowledge and can use it for further productions.
Thank you. Yes, please. You choose.
Hello, Ben Rothenberg from Slate.com in the US. I have a question about American broadcasts of the contest. It's been on Logo TV live since 2016, but that live for that one afternoon on a Saturday, but it makes it tougher for the rest of the year with a lot of the geo blocks that Logo, I think, has decided for YouTube. None of the live performances are available on YouTube since the 2016 contest, so if you want to write an article or embed Sergei Lazarev or Salvador's winning performance, it's not available legally anywhere in the US, and I'm wondering why EBU allows for that sort of restriction of this content, because if there's hype about a Cyprus performance last night, no one in the US can see that performance online easily. And it just seems like more harm than good done by the deal.
Yeah, let me answer that question, and let's please be a good ambassador for this answer, because this is the truth. When it comes to the YouTube situation, they don't have any agreement with the collecting societies, which means that they cannot, in the US, which means that we cannot broadcast the songs, because they need to have that in place in order for us to deliver them the material. So it's not Logo that is blocking this. It's actually not possible for us to go with our YouTube channel in the US because of the collecting societies. Sorry? The organizations in every country that pays back the money for music rights to the rights holders. That I don't know, but this is the reason.
Thank you. Lady? Thank you very much.
Hello, Anabela Ferreira from Diário de Notícias. And I would like to ask, what is the most difficult act to put on the stage this year? And also, is Portugal ready to host Eurovision every year from now?
Of course. Chris, maybe you. Well, I mean, we have a lot of very complicated acts in the competition this year, but I would say that it's usually the mapping that is most complicated because it's such a detailed work and it has to be, everything has to be done in 40 seconds, the changeovers. Russia, Estonia, who have very precise graphics that should be shown. It worked very nicely last night, so we're happy about that. And then, of course, today at the rehearsal, we had one prop that did not work, so we had to do it later in the show, and that might happen. I mean, it's complicated technicalities that we're dealing with, so we're hoping that it will not happen. And last night went fine, and we're hoping that tomorrow will do as well, and Saturday, of course.
Did you book the flight and the hotels already to help us in the national final? Festival de Canção to work with us, because we'd love to work with you.
No.
Oh, you have to go. You are invited, I think. Yeah, that's it.
No, the festival is in the same period, so...
The other question was with Portugal.
As far as the second part of the question, is RTP ready to produce it every year? That's up to
Well, if you win it, you host it. So,
I would say, not running away from the question, I would say, if EBU wishes to, yes, we are ready, provided we stand on the budget level where we are working on, provided the cost per viewer stands on the 1 cent per viewer. This is where this is the result of the constraints we have to face, and we are hopefully overtaking. I repeat, 1 cent per viewer, which in terms as an executive producer of the event, this is an international pattern, which is an important tool to a producer. The relation between costs and efficiency. It's so provided we stand there, yes, we are ready.
Thank you. Yes, please. Final questions, because we are running out of time. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Gabor Roche from Pannon Radio and Television from Subotica, Northern Serbia. And my question is, well, first of all, excuse me for this question, we Hungarians like to search in everyone's wallet. Well, you call this Eurovision this year an economic, environment-friendly and efficient Eurovision. So, in percentage, compared to the former Eurovision Song Contest, like how much it cost less than, for example, Kiev or Stockholm, just in percentage, you don't need to tell the total cost anyway.
Economical.
So more economic efficient.
But same quality, high quality.
High quality, and I
didn't listen. High quality.
Of course, high quality, yes, sir. You know, I just wanted to know, like, how much less is in percent the cost of the whole cost of the Eurovision this year compared to last year's? I know this is a Hungarian thing. We like to search in everybody else. Well, sorry, I'm Hungarian.
Before the percentage, because it's not up to me to come up with the comparisons. I say to anticipate further questions. We will stand in an overall budget between 19.7 and 20.1. And this window, it does depend on how goes the coming days, and especially the huge and immense task of the loadout. We have to load out in 3 days what we set up during 4 weeks. So that's a huge task ahead of us. So that's why we stand on that window. I repeat, 19.7 up to a maximum of 20.1.
I could add here that what we are doing in Portugal this year is the less expensive Eurovision Song Contest that has been done since 2008, when we started with 2 semifinals. The reason why I cannot give any percentage around this is that every year it's a different economic setup for Eurovision Song Contest. Some broadcasters do not include their own staff in their calculations. Some broadcasters that take over Eurovision Song Contest invest in new equipment, and they use that as a part of an investment plan. And some broadcasters get huge support from the state and from the cities. Some can even receive money for the TV production from the state or from the city. But in most cases, the city can contribute, for instance, with the facilities you see around here. But that can be the case some year, but not all years. So the financial setup is different. If you in Düsseldorf sell 30,000 tickets for each show, you get a much bigger revenue than if you sell 10,000 tickets for each show. So that's why these are not really comparable figures. It's very difficult to say. But what I can say that the amount spent this year is actually the lowest cost since 2008, which I appreciate a lot. Yeah.
Last question. Yes, please.
Hi, this is Paul Lashmana from Newsmonkey from Belgium. Talking about the ticket sales, I sat in the jury rehearsal for the first semi-final, and there were huge swaths of audience of seats empty. And I remember trying to get some tickets, and it was really, really hard to get them. And I was kind of surprised that there were so many empty seats in the hall. It's not the first time this happened, so it's a recurring problem. And I think it's so. Is there something we can do to solve this, or is this something which is being looked into from EBU, because you are the caretakers of the event?
Well, what I can say on behalf of the EBU that would put these tickets on sale. Very rarely these shows are sold out at all. I don't know if it was easy or difficult to get tickets. That I don't know. We don't sell the tickets. That we leave to the host broadcaster. But we always put them on sale, and we call them family shows basically because they're running in the afternoon, which means it could be easy.
It was the evening show, the jury rehearsal, basically.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
which
right.
is actually an evening entertainment show, basically.
Again, about that, it's something we are trying to understand. It was the question has been we addressed the question immediately. Why? How come? Because apparently it was not sold out, but it was we sold quite a large amount of tickets. So how did that happen? It's something that our commercial area, together with the ticketing agency to whom we have addressed the responsibility of selling tickets all over the world, it's working on that. However, although you've mentioned correctly the jury show, let me share with you that for yesterday's live show, the first semi-final, we did sell a round figure of 11,200 tickets, and the show up has been 9,195. So again, here we have an issue. What happened? Even though what happened? So it's something we are working on for the last 2 days. Hopefully we have an answer before the grand final.
And I think we're finished. Just one more question. What do you think has changed in the Portuguese opinion about Eurovision, having Eurovision Song Contest here?
I think this made people realize the huge dimension that this event has. Because when Salvador won, people really started connecting again to Eurovision. And now that it's in Portugal, I see some people that are a bit surprised because they didn't pay much attention to the format here in Portugal, and now they're a bit surprised with the dimension of the event, because Maria said she had the invisible part, but she also has the event parts, that it's not just the show, it's the village, it's the Euro Club, it's the opening ceremony, it's everything that's around the Eurovision Song Contest. It's not just the 3 live shows and the jury shows and the family shows. It's a huge, huge event that lands on a city and that makes it live in a different way for 2 weeks. And this is what the Eurovision is all about. These 2 weeks of party and joy and everybody together because of music. And I think that in Portugal now people realize what Eurovision is.
And I'm here not just as a host, but as an Eurovision fan, and you know that I really am. So on behalf of Portugal, the Portuguese and a lot of Eurovision fans. Thank you very much for this wonderful Eurovision 2018.
Thank you.
And that's all.
welcome to the press conference of the Junior Eurovision Song Contest. The Junior Eurovision Song Contest is the Eurovision Song Contest's little brother, showcasing extraordinary talent aged 10 to 15. The EBU announced last October that the Belarusian member BTRC will host the 16th Junior Eurovision Song Contest in Minsk in 2018. Belarus has taken part in every Junior Eurovision Song Contest since the competition was created, and the country has had a successful record, winning in both 2005 and 2007. So I'm going to announce our participants for this press conference. I call Mr. Jon Olasande, Executive Supervisor of the Junior Eurovision Song Contest. Your applause, please. And also Geert Park, the project manager from the Junior Eurovision Song Contest. And the winner of the Junior Eurovision Song Contest 2017, Polina Bogusevich from Russia. Welcome, welcome to Lisbon, Polina, and thank you for being here. So I'll start maybe with you, Anna. That is okay?
You can start, yes.
So Belarus applied to host this year's contest, is that correct?
That's correct.
So how did the process go?
Well, first of all, we decided that we should do the decision of the host broadcaster earlier than in previous years, simply to give the host broadcaster more time to prepare. So we took this decision at an earlier stage, and we think we will benefit from that. We know it's 1 year is a tight schedule. The process is like this, that we get several bids, basically. We talk to our members, which we know very well, and then they submit their ideas, they submit a proposal for venue, proposal for a setup, and we evaluate this together with the steering group of Junior Eurovision Song Contest. So it's quite a broad evaluation, and then we decide on a host broadcaster that we think has the ability to do it, that can move the project forward, and that have exciting ideas. And that's how has actually been the case for Junior Eurovision Song Contest every year. So it's not like in the song contest, if you win it, you host it. Here we are working on a different.
So you removed this clause of the winner having the first refusal.
Yes, and I remember the discussion back in the days when that was decided, that to put so much pressure on young artist's shoulder could be a bit too much, actually, to feel that you really have to bring the contest home. So that's why we do it in a softer way, so to say, but it works very well.
And it makes sense. Thank you so much. Geert, how are the preparations progressing so far for the Junior Eurovision Song Contest in Minsk?
They're going very well, but at the moment we are occupied with a big Eurovision, so it's quite hard for me actually to remember in which stage we are, but they're going very well. We started very early this year with the Belarusian host broadcaster, and they've organized Juni before, and very well in 2010, and now they have picked the venue, they have announced the slogan, which is Light Up. They've released the logo, and we've confirmed the date to be on the 25th of November 2018.
I'm sure Minsk will be a great host. Polina, I'm going to go here close to you. So congratulations for winning the Junior Eurovision Song Contest, and again, welcome to Lisbon. So tell us, how does it feel to win the Junior Eurovision Song Contest, and what have you been doing since you won?
You know, first of all, I want to say that I'm very glad that I'm here. I'm very glad to be in Portugal, and I got 12 points from Portugal on Junior Eurovision.
Good.
So I want to say that I think my world changed around me, but not inside. So inside I'm just regular Polina, like as well, and my work around me changed, like more stages, more plans, more things to do, more work, a lot of work. So I'm working hard, I'm trying to do my best. Very soon, new song, so.
Okay, that's good news. And of course the obvious question is it a dream for you to represent your country in the Eurovision Song Contest?
I think this is a very, very big responsibility. So I think if people believe in me, if they can put this responsibility on me, I can do it. So I will be the happiest person if I can. But if people believe in me, if they can give me this chance, I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm always ready.
Good to know. Eurovision is ready for you.
Thank you.
Good, yes.
And I would just like to say that Paulina is already this year representing her country. She has a special appearance during the grand final.
Of course, yes. How does that feel? Does it put extra pressure on you? Do you feel nervous, or will it just be another gig for you?
No, I think I'm always nervous before the stage because I think it's like a first time. But to be honest, I can't wait. I just want to be there. I want to see all that people, and I think this is like world level. I don't know. I'm so excited.
Good. Okay, I think we have a video to show. Yeah. Do you want to tell us about the video, or we just?
This is the official trailer of this year's contest.
Okay. So if in the gallery they're ready to show the video, we can. Yes. Beautiful images from Minsk, and now we go to the press. If there's questions to any of the participants, please go ahead. Yes, here on the second row. Thank you so much.
Hey, I'm Pedro from the Portuguese website Tralha Factos. I want to know why do you decided to broadcast the junior contest during the afternoon, and if this decision will continue in 2018.
The decision was taken after long discussions in the steering group of Junior Eurovision. And the reason we wanted to do that is, first of all, putting it on prime time slots. It would compete with a lot of other broadcasts on the main channels. Secondly, we saw that more and more broadcasters use this to actually strengthen their children's channels, and a lot of them have their prime broadcast in the late afternoon. So that's the main reason why we wanted to do it. We also know that in some markets it was running extremely late, like in Armenia and in Russia, and it was not a kid-friendly slot at all. So by doing that, we can give our members the opportunity to use their children's channels or their channels that runs in the afternoon, and we can give them spectacular content. And then they can also do reruns, of course, on different time slots. But that was the main reason. And for the time being, we have no thoughts of changing that. But let's see. There could be, but the members who takes it are very happy with this.
Thank you. Okay. Yes, here.
With the same question. Lisa Jane. Most people know. So this last year, when we were in Georgia, you experimented with online voting, and I'm just wondering what has come from that. We know there was a little glitch, but we still had a vote, and that was valid, and that was great. Is that something you're looking to continue with this year? And is it something that you could see bringing forward into Eurovision Song Contest in the future as well?
Yes, we experimented with the worldwide online voting last year for the first time, and we'll continue that in Junior Eurovision Song Contest. We have worked for many months now on improving the platform to make sure that it works perfectly well next time, and it will do. But this is not something that we are at the moment planning to bring on to the big Eurovision.
Okay, thank you. Yes, here.
Hi, I'm from City Plus. I was wondering, have you made any new contact with the all participating countries such as Spain or other countries that were taking part the Junior Eurovision and they are no longer a team. But
we are in constant talk with more broadcasters. We have an upper limit in the rules for Junior Eurovision Song Contest with 18 countries to make it the size feasible, both time-wise and production-wise. Last year we was 16, the year before we was 17. So we have been around the maximum number, but we are constantly talking with broadcasters, and at the end of this week we even might have some good news that we can share.
Thank you. Yes.
Hi, I'm Belen from escplus.com. In the last few editions, the presence of adult composers has increased, which means that, in my opinion, the contest doesn't encourage kids to be creative, and it focuses on the voice and the vocals. Alexander Rybak's song this year aims the youngest to write their own songs. So why can't Junior Eurovision do so anymore? Thank you.
We had a rule earlier that they should write their own song. That's correct, and we know that there are national finals that are running, sort of not national finals, but this type of kid shows running, where you have kids writing their own material. We decided to take away that rule because we think the overall quality of the song will be stronger if you have experienced composers into this. This is not defined as a composer competition, which actually Eurovision Song Contest is. But we encourage a strong involvement of the kids, and you see the acts on stage, they involve the kids a lot. So I think there's a lot of creativity put into that, but we haven't evaluated the situation so that you have, because it's a Junior Eurovision Song Contest, you have to write the song yourself as a kid. It's also a lot of pressure to put on a kid, and it's very hard to control, basically. It's very hard to tell, have you written this entirely alone, and how much help have you got, and who has produced it in the end, and so on. So we thought we should open up. There is absolutely nothing wrong that a kid can bring a song into Junior Eurovision Song Contest. There's not a rule against it.
Thank you. Yes, here on the first row.
Hi Paulina, congratulations again. Your stage was amazing last year in Tbilisi. Maybe you remember me, I was there. I have a question for you. Russia is second semi-final tomorrow. What do you think about Russia this year?
You mean Russia in Eurovision? Yes. I think that people who are not like us, it's so hard for them to be on a stage, because I have a lot of friends that are shy to go on a stage, but they're just a regular person. And I think she's so brave. I think she's more stronger than one of us. She is a very strong person, that she just fight all the scare inside of her, and she just crashed it, and she went on the stage and she did it. And I'm waiting to see her in the semi-final. So I think she is a great and strong person.
It's all aboard after all. Yeah. There in the back.
Hi. Hi, Alistair Birch from Europhile. For starters, I'd like to thank you for the online voting platform last year. For the first time, Australians were able to vote during their waking hours, which is important for children. But my question is about the new Australian host or partner broadcast that you had from last year. How did that come about, and how was it working with a brand new broadcaster in 2017?
We actually had a mixed setup. So we were both working with SBS and ABC, the other broadcasters. Actually, they agreed between themselves that this would be a better solution for the Australian audience. I don't know the TV market very well there, but SBS felt that they couldn't use the content in the best possible way. So by teaming up with ABC, they thought, and that's also our evaluation, that give the content more proper outlets than SBS was able to do, basically. So that was the reason.
Thank you. Yes, here.
Ewan Spence, Radio 6 International. Most people, especially in the West, only see the 3-minute performance of the junior Eurovision singers, and they see children performing like adults. But I wonder if you'd just like to talk over the past few years, the increase in pastoral care and in basically making sure the children are in a safe environment, because nobody sees publicly the amount of family feeling that there is in that week in Junior Eurovision week.
We had a talk about this with the steering group last time we met in Minsk 2 months ago, and we know that the Belarusian host broadcaster will take extra measures for that, because we've had feedback like yours before, and we encourage the guardian or the parent has to be present in the contest, but we encourage all delegations to bring the parents of the kids as well, so that they could maintain their family feeling. And of course, on the site we have supporters, volunteers, to make sure that the children are safe.
But you have attended many times. Maybe you should write an article about it, because there is very good support around the kids, as you point out, and as you also see when you are there. They are joining a lot of activities. They have their own Euro club. They have a lot of fun, and even in Tbilisi, you saw growing interest between some artists, young artists, and it's really, I think it's a great place for kids and a great experience. I'm sure Paulina can also.
I mean, I would love to hear Paulina's thoughts as well, and certainly as ESC Insight we have covered some of those issues, but as a parent myself, I'm very conscious that we're talking about children between 12 to 16-year-olds. They're not consciously putting themselves in the public space to say the stars at adult Eurovision. There has to be a certain amount of let children be children, and it's very hard for myself as a journalist to find that balance. We know what they do in the hotels. We can see them running around. We can see them at the Junior Euro Club, but that's a no-go area for the press, and anything that goes on there shouldn't be reported. So, would the EBU ever consider putting any named person specifically for the care of the contestants that's outside of all the broadcasters' responsibilities and the delegations, that would act as a point of reference that, as journalists, we could use almost as a compliance feature?
Yeah, that could be. We haven't seen any reason for that up till now. There have been different structure in the different years. We know that the kids, all the kids, or most of them at least, come with their parents, and who is better to take care of their children than parents. But if we ever see any need to strengthen the ethical side of this, or the caring side of this, we will of course do so, and we follow this very closely. But maybe Paulina can say something about attending Junior Eurovision. I don't know if that goes in line with.
Yeah, can you tell us how did it go? All the Junior Eurovision week that you were there.
Oh, I think that it was kind of the most big responsibility I've ever had. So I was very afraid to be ill, because a lot of times I just ill before some very, very important times for me. So we had a lot of rehearsals, and we had a main rehearsal before the final, and the final looked like it's a rehearsal, still rehearsal, and I still have a lot of days before the final, and I was very nervous because it was very, very hard period for me of working, of performing my song and doing the best. So I think when you are at the end of that way of working, you can't just believe in it. You say, "Oh no, I have a lot of time more than this," but it's like a kind of dream. You just don't know what to do, how to do, what's happening, you know.
And during that very hectic week, did you have time to share experiences with the other contestants and form some sort of companionship spirit among all the contestants?
You know, I want to say that Eurovision is like a contest, not just song and singing. So you show the culture of your country to every person who is sitting in the who is watching and who is doing his I don't know. So I'm Russian, and I'm trying to explain to everyone how I'm proud of my country. And I think Eurovision gives you a chance to do this, to show people that you want to show your culture, you want to share it with them. So I'm happy that I had a little bit time to know something more about different countries from the guys.
And create friendships also.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, one last question here on the second row.
Anastasia, TASS news agency from Russia. When Polina won the Junior Eurovision Song Contest, they say in Russia, mainly the Academy of Popular Music who are responsible for choosing the artists for this concert, they said they would request for bringing the contest to Russia. So did they do it? And is it possible to bring the Junior Eurovision to Russia? Thank you.
Of course it is. It is possible to bring Junior Eurovision to Russia indeed. Russia has never hosted it before. But we have not opened up the bid yet for all EBU members. We will do that sometime in autumn, and latest by the next contest we will announce who will host the next Junior Eurovision. But no, so far we haven't announced that we are looking for a new host broadcaster, so no one has approached us at the moment.
Okay, thank you so much, Geert Clark, Jonola Sanz, Polina Vukcevic. Enjoy your time in Lisbon, and see everyone in Minsk on the 5th of November of this year, and thank you for your presence here. Thank you so much.